Recording. Hello. Welcome back to our movie club, our Sunday movie club. And today we continue with Twilight Zone. We have 2 episodes today. One is, I forgot, Midnight Sun, right? And another one, I, Robot. But I, Robot is it Twilight Zone?
No,
That was Outer Limits. Yeah.
Outer Limits. Yeah, very, very similar with those.
Yeah.
Okay, and I made a picture, with Robot and the sun.
Midnight Sun.
All together. And I like this face on the sun on the right. So it's what exactly
I like it, Ivan.
yeah, it's what I feel later when I was in Turkey in summer. I saw this face every time, every day.
Come and see us.
Okay, let's start with the first one, I, Robot. It's a little bit lengthy, right? So it's for 1 hour more.
Yes.
Yeah, Sergey, did you have a chance to watch it this time?
Yep.
Could you please start with first question?
Yeah, introduction to Adam Link. How is Adam Link introduced in the episode, and what are your initial impression of him? Discuss how the episode presents the concept of a robot with a human-like consciousness and emotion. For me, in the start of the movie, robot looks like Iron Man from Lady with the Fly House. It's a story tale from the 30s of 19th century. I don't remember the correct title of this story, but it's a very famous story. And he looks like this robot, and I think that producer copied the look of this robot from this story. And we could see the river with the small lady who fell down on the river, and robot helped her, took the hand, and he took her from the river on the bridge. And in this time, some guys came, and because the small lady afraid the robot, because I think I afraid it too, maybe, and she frustrated of this situation, and she told policeman that, oh, a robot took me, and he broke my arm. And from this time the investigation started.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I have a few small kind of feedbacks. So first of all, it's conscious, right? Consciousness, and
I don't know what is it, consciousness.
Yeah, have you heard self-conscious? Have you heard?
Thinking, the ability to think.
Yeah. So let's say if we say that the robot is self-conscious, right? It means that he can think like a human creature. Is it correct? Actually? Yeah. And another one, I think we cannot say I was afraid, right? So I was scared and I was afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He afraid. Maybe he afraid it. Correct. He was afraid.
Yeah, afraid's an adjective. We can't add ed. Okay.
So it's not a verb, it's just so to be afraid, right? So I was afraid, I am afraid, something like this.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you think that this robot was conscious and he had emotions? When it's really about initial expression, right? Initial impression.
In the start of this movie, he didn't show his emotion. He repeated some actions for saving small lady, and for me, it's not. He was not emotion.
He did not have any emotion, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Nessma, did you like the robot at the first look?
It was normal, but it was good. Taking into consideration that they were in 80s, right? So that
60s.
was amazing. 60s, yeah. That was amazing because I felt like watching a movie like from 10 years ago or something, except for the primitive look of the robot. But it was nice. It was good.
Yeah. It wasn't similar to what it was, our series Better Than Humans, right?
No.
But it was what we expect from the robot, right? So metal synth, a little bit ugly, but kind of can move and human-like, right? And
Yes.
Like the gremlin. Back in those days, it had to be man-sized with a monster suit,
Yeah. And how we call robots, they look like a human. Anthropomorphic something?
We would just call them humanoid.
Humanoid. Okay. Okay, let's move forward. Nessma, could you please take second question?
Yes, sure. Legal and ethical dilemmas. The episode delves into a trial where Adam's fate is debated. What are the main arguments for and against granting Adam the same rights as humans? I believe the confusion comes from the appearance of Adam, the robot. I imagine if Adam was kind of a car or a machine, nobody would argue for it. But because it has the look of a human being, uh, he had some, fans. The girl and the lawyer, they wanted to prove him innocent. They maybe forgot that he is just a machine, and I believe that if we suspect danger from a machine, we can destroy it as long as we have our drafts, like we know how we rebuilt it, and we know how to enhance it. So what's the problem of just destroying it? Specifically, that this robot had the great power. It can destroy and ban, and it had a power of destruction. So it is dangerous because it can have orders from wrong people. It's a destruction machine, I would say. So I am not with the lawyer and the girl who were defending the robot. It's just a machine for me.
Yeah, it's interesting where we draw this line, right? So if I take a knife and stab someone, right, we don't put knife to a trial, right? It's me who kind of kill a guy, right? If I do the same with a car, nobody judge the car, right? It's
Yes.
I'm the murderer, right? But when it comes to robot, it's not clear what to do.
Yeah. I would like also to add that nowadays I'm against making robots exactly like humans. We don't have any borders between a robot and a human being. And this is something very wrong, because imagine if you have a robot with the look of an Asian person. If this robot was being abused or misused, like we had in the previous series, Better Than Us, they were dolls, right? So now we can hate old Asians for this, human Asians. So I mean, we should draw a great border between humans and machines.
Yeah,
Understood.
so just to escape responsibility, we have to make these killer robots very cute, right? Looking like a small girl, with a small kitten, right?
Yeah.
I can understand the feeling that making robots look like humans will make people accept robots more easily, and you can sell more robots. However, to me, they should not be identical. There should be some you know, a big R on the forehead or something, so you know you're talking to a robot. You know, there ought to be some distinguishing feature, so it's very clear this is not a human being.
Also, if robots have the human being look, you would grow some feelings toward them, either hatred or love. This is not a good thing, I guess.
It's happening already, Nessma, already.
Yeah.
Jesus AI.
I just I recall this word teacher, anthropomorphic. I cannot even read this.
Anthropomorphic, yeah.
Anthropomorphic. But it's probably not a very kind of well-known one, right? So we probably human like it's more.
Anthropomorphic has a different meaning. That is giving a thing human-like characteristics, like my computer got angry at me. That's anthropomorphic. We're ascribing human emotions to a thing that is not living.
Okay, I see.
It's a little different, kind of different. It could apply here, but the robot's kind of like a living human, so I wouldn't call that anthropomorphic in this case.
Okay. Sergey, please, I saw your hand.
Yeah, and I agree with the other speakers about anthropomorphic, about human-like. The problem of this robot is the human appearance, and that's why some people end of the robot's human part, and nobody accuse some technical robot on the production line who produce cars. Oh, it's a robot kill people, but it's a problem is not robot. The people didn't work correct. They didn't make something wrong. That's why robot killed them. That's why we have the similar situation, but the human appearance didn't help people understand that it's only robot, only computer, only mechanism, not people. And if we are discussing about emotions, some emotions and science about human were the problems for this robot.
So I shared the picture of some robots that we have now, right? So most of the robots on the world looks like this on my shared screen, not like the robot on trial. And let's say that homicide happened, right? And someone got killed. Will we put this thing on a trial? I don't think so. Almost impossible to imagine, right? Almost impossible to imagine that there is a kind of lawyer that says, no, you cannot disassemble this. Let's put it on a bench into the court and let's decide, is it guilty or not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, let's move forward. Leila, could you please help us with number 3?
Yes, my friend. Human-robot interaction. How do the characters in the episode interact with Adam Link, and what does this say about human attitudes towards robots and artificial intelligence? Consider both the sympathetic and fearful responses Adam receives. First of all, I must say the niece of the old man who created the robot, right? For example, she loves the robot. And some people can't interact, can't communicate with Adam because Adam was programmed. He can't, he can't do some things. He has no emotions. And at that time, human attitudes towards robots could be like this. They are not ready for such a new development, I think. I am still against, Ivan.
Yeah, but I think there is another trick. There is a trick in this movie. Do you remember that this robot, he was like a kid, right? So he read some books, he took some lessons. So he wasn't programmed. He was actually, I don't know, trained or taught to be such a person.
Yeah, teacher Leroy had to be trained like a kid. But the thing is that I want to do my job. I want to learn on my own. I don't need a robot because otherwise I will lose my creativity. I will lose my thinking ability.
Mhm.
Do you understand? I'm not going to be an active person, for example, to clean the house. The robot is going to do that. I don't want, no, I'm against it. But
That's
as for Adam, he is not malice. He's not bad, but he is not aware of his strength.
Mhm.
I think so, my
yeah.
dear friends. I am a kind of human being who is against robots still.
You're a dinosaur like me, Layla.
Yes, my teacher.
Yeah, that's what I fear too, that AI is going to make people lazy. They're going to quit thinking, AI do this, AI do that, and they won't be able to do things themselves anymore. Where's my AI? I can't do it without my AI.
Yeah, teacher Lee, even
Yeah.
teaching in a classroom, I'm trying to use the old methods because I read an article, writing with your hands motivates your brain. That day, I used the board. I wrote a lot of things with colored, just board markers. And I said,
Mhm.
come on, everybody, write these in your notebooks. You know what they did? They took their mobile phone and took the photo of the board.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Terrible, terrible,
Leila, I've
terrible.
shared a picture on which, you can see some men who destroy
yeah.
machinery, we call them Ludites, right, teacher? Or is it different? Ludites,
Ludite.
Luddites.
Luddites. So they
Special
destroy,
group, Yvonne?
yeah,
A special group, Luddites.
Luddites, yeah.
It's just people that hate technology.
But
I don't hate that much, but I'm against.
but they did it for a kind of a real reason, because this machinery, they took their jobs, right? So they
Yeah. There is a word for it. Um,
sabotage, yeah, another
no,
one.
no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. In English, teacher Lee, a lot of accountants were dismissed because of technology. They are using machines.
Oh,
What was the
that's just layoffs,
Layoffs.
downsizing,
Sergey,
replacement.
Sergey.
Yes, I remember modern Lidit, when Uber came and other taxi book application in my city and in other Russian city, taxi driver made some sabotage. They wanted to fight with this application, and they talk, we will not work with this application. But after 1 year, 100% of taxi driver went to this application without any problem.
Yeah, but we have to explain maybe a little bit, because I know in the US and Turkey situation with mobile taxi is different. So before the era of mobile applications, how taxi worked? So you call someone, right, and then send you a car. So what was
Yes.
the revolution? Revolution was that every taxi driver now has a application with GPS, and some kind of computer decide where you go, where you took your passengers, and make this kind of more efficient. Because you don't have to return to the base each time. You just know where is the next passenger and where is the closest one. So, and before, taxi drivers, they used to work smaller amount of time because they need to return to the base, right? At the same time, the prices will higher, right? Because they have to pay the same salary. So taxi drivers try to sabotage these applications to spend time on the base, not driving the cars, right? But they lost this war. Now everyone use Uber and everything.
Sabotage.
Sabotage. Sabotage. It's French.
Sabotage. No, it actually sabot. Sabot is a Dutch word for a wooden shoe.
Yeah.
Remember the wooden shoe? So
Yeah.
sabot, if you put a sabot in the machine, you are sabotaging the machine.
But I think it's interesting. It's interesting historical spiral, right? Spiral that we always come back to the same situation again with a new circumstances, right? So it was a machinery, then it was something else, taxi. Now we against AI, but AI wins, I think, eventually. Yeah. Nessma?
I understand why some people are against AI and technology in general, but I believe that they feel like the AI and technology lies in the hands of bad guys. But the problem is, the real problem is that the good guys are always behind. For example, we have people who do researches by AI, right? We should be one step ahead and find programs or applications that show us that those researches were done by AI, for example. I mean, the government should be organized and prepared always. The I can't explain what I have in mind, but it's always the bad guys who are advanced more than us. This is why we hate AI, right?
Yeah, let me try to add to your point, Nesma. Let me try to add some details, interesting one, you know. So for now, people are scared of AI thing, right? Of all these models, LLM and everything. So government try to take it under control. And inside the European Union, there is a AI Act now, which prescribes what you can do, what you cannot, and so on. But at the same time, it just limits kind of the power of these researchers and scientists. And at the same time, in China, let's say there is no any limits, right? So we will just lose this game. The same is for genetic experiments. The same is for everything. So we try to regulate something and we lose it. Oh, it's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's why I'm against this regulation. Let people decide how to do it. Let good people be kind of first who makes the I don't know the experiment or something. Okay, let's move forward. Let's talk about self-awareness. Gerard, could you please help us with number 4?
Adam's self-awareness of morality. Adam shows signs of self-awareness, morality, and even guilt. Discuss how this characteristic challenge the traditional view of robots. What does this suggest about the nature of consciousness and morality? Okay. So I think if a machine...
The robot had the signs of guilt.
Yes, it looks like the robot had some morality and even guilt. Could that be a symptom of consciousness? Maybe. I don't know if everything could be reduced to a programming, you know, a so powerful programming that looks like it's a human. And maybe our way to be, you know, could be reduced to some logarithm algorithms, you know. I don't know. It's very hard to say.
On the last week, there was interesting kind of news in AI world. So usually LLM model, text models, AI in general, they don't have any emotions, of course, and nothing like this. And the Facebook, they made a new model called Cloudy or something like this, and they tested it, and it was a very interesting experiment. When they give to this model a huge text with many things inside, and they put exactly one sentence here, something about bananas, like bananas are yellow. The rest was totally not related to bananas. They needed to check how model memorized things. So it was mentioned only once. And then they asked, what was written about bananas in this article? And model answered, It's the only thing was written that bananas are yellow, but I think you ask this to check me.
Ivan, what is this?
Yeah, it's kind of people joke that it's the first, sign of self-awareness. So it's almost an emotion, right?
Yes, yes, of course.
But in my opinion, emotions could be programmed. We could program an AI to have emotions. Because in the same situation we have emotions, the AI could have something similar to emotions. So in our eyes, it could look like, look like the Turing test,
Well, I don't know. Can emotions be programmed? Different people feel different emotions in the same situation, right? Some of them are angry, some of them are, crying. So it looks like not a predefined algorithm to me.
You can call this reactions, but not emotions, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can program AI to sense a human's emotions, I think, based on the volume of the language. If you say in the words short and quick, like I'm mad at you, so you can program it to recognize an emotion and possibly imitate the emotion. I
And
can
also,
see that. Yeah.
Teacher Lee, Adam can't show signs of guilt because feeling guilty is an emotion.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
we can choose between guilt and confession. The robot confessed that he did 1 and 2 and 3. So we said he feels guilty. This is just a confession.
but
I don't understand that part really.
don't forget that AI can be trained. If you feed it text about certain circumstances and say these people feel guilty under these circumstances, it can draw conclusions that in certain circumstances it should act guilty.
Yeah.
I think you could easily program that with today's AI.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Do you remember this in this movie? Robot was reading some books or something. Maybe he was reading not only kind of technical books, but some kind of fictional books or
like
something.
Frankenstein.
This is manual programming.
Yeah, so it can learn something about emotions and guilt, and I think so, right? So to teacher me points, yes, we can train models kind of to recognize the situations.
And also, Ivan, his creator read the same books. His creator programmed him in such a way that Adam imitated him.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, and that's the problem with AI today. If liberals program AI, AI is going to be liberal and it's going to hate conservatives, and that's what we're seeing right now.
But if AI imitates emotions, can we say that they have emotions?
They can't imitate emotions, can they?
We can program.
We can train them, yeah. So, Leila, Nessma, it's a good question. I don't know. In a way, probably we train our children to feel emotions, right? So, what is the difference?
Yes, there is a difference. Our kids can take the impression and evolve it, and I don't know. They are honest about them sometimes. The emotions are results of situations, but AI is just imitating. You are programming AI to show this reaction when you speak fast and loud. So AI would infer that you are angry, so they would tell you feel angry now. So this is a reaction, not feelings, not emotions.
But the point is that AI today can imitate a human being, and you cannot tell the difference in some circumstances. And kidnappers are using this fact to fake a person's voice and try to get the parents to send money to release their daughter because their daughter's voice says, I've been kidnapped, mama, help, they're hurting me. And we can do that right now. It's happening in real life.
Wow.
Yeah.
And harder and harder, right? To live in this world. Yeah.
Ivan, can you imagine I had the same robot like me, and mommy probably will die because she can't stand my being so energetic, and the robot is going to do the same thing. No way.
Yvonne and I keep saying there's no bottom.
Yeah.
Humans can just get worse and worse and worse and worse, and there's no limit to how low they can go. No
Okay,
limit.
let's try collectively to answer the fifth question. So, what is the message? What should we learn from this episode? It's kind of a hard question. Sergey, do you learn something? What is the message? What they try to teach us?
As usual, human are human, and human don't want to accept fast progress path, something new, because they didn't used to live with this something new. We have to time for making something new, for привыкнуть,
To adapt, maybe, right? To get used to.
for getting used to new. This robot has to appearance in 20 or 40 years after this action.
Well, I think it's a brilliant question for 60s, right? So so we have these questions now. We now start to understand where is the limit between who is responsible for what. If I build a driverless car, if I build a manipulator, if I build a human-like robot, where is the line between let's say I'm a programmer, I'm a manufacturer, and someone is an owner, right? Where is the line? Who's responsible for what? Brilliant question. We don't have answers for now. And in 60s,
Yeah.
it was kind of a hard thing to imagine, right? I think so.
Ivan, the world is changing rapidly. I can't, just follow everything, believe me.
There was a word, I forgot, singularity zone or something, when everything is so fast changing that you cannot kind of predict the next step. Actually, have you heard of it?
Might be, yeah.
Yeah.
Singularity is when everything comes to a single point.
Yeah. So I heard this term. It's about sometimes in our in our development there are some points that it can be so fast that can go so fast in so many different directions that all the predictions are just useless. Maybe we will love AI for the next 5 years so much that we will have a lot of robots in our houses. It's one possibility. Another possibility, it will be prohibited, for forever, for all the countries.
I'll give you an example, Yvonne. In my book, we're reading Scythe. In that future society, AI knows, they say AI knows all knowledge. All knowledge is known. That's kind of a singularity. When all knowledge is known, what's the point of learning, of going to school?
Yeah.
All knowledge is known. There's no purpose to life anymore. There's no drive to make you learn more because everybody knows everything, or it's easily obtainable.
And also, teacher, then why and how can I say, why are we living? Could be the end of human race.
Yeah.
Can me let me be a devil advocate as always. So
yes.
when I was young, my mother used to tell me, why you are calculating with your calculator? Why you're not doing your math? You cannot have calculator all the time in your future life. So you have to learn how to how to do multiplication.
Ivan, you
now,
could be my student.
yeah, but now, for now, I have to admit I cannot, multiply two-digit numbers, and I can have my calculator always with me. So my mother was incorrect, right?
Yeah, my son, 30 years old, and if I ask him what's 10% of 100, he can't do that in his head because he's so used to using a calculator. 10% times 100 equal. He can't just say move the decimal point one place. He couldn't do that. I went, oh my God, son. Yeah, scary.
Literally, some people can't read or can't tell me when I say what time is it if they have an old watch.
Yeah.
And Hassan Tails reside.
Can you imagine that? My God.
Yeah,
My God.
only digital watch.
Nessma, please.
I
Scary.
want to say that I learned from this episode that most of people are not being objective most of the time because they are being swayed by the look because the robot is humanoid or human-like. They felt like defending him and trying to prove him innocent and stuff like that and having feelings towards it. And this reminds me of an accident happened in the US maybe a few months ago. A young man was very handsome, but he killed the mother with her kid, and he was facing his trial for jail maybe for 20 years or so. But because he was so handsome, there was a hashtag for millions of women around the world asking the court to release him just because of how he looked. Yes, I can find a link for this if you want. So this is how it goes. People are being swayed by the look. They are not being objective most of the time. We don't follow rules always. We just sometimes need to fold our eyes and follow the rules without looking at the case we are having, whether it's a robot, car, machine. So this is what I learned from this episode.
Yeah, good summary. I think it's a good summary.
Nessma, we've had in America, one time we had a prisoner, someone took his mugshot, and he was handsome, and he became, and they put that on the social media, and he became a national a viral video, a viral photo, how handsome this prisoner was. Who cares? He's a murderer, but he got very popular in prison because he had a handsome face. Come on. Yeah, you're right.
People are not objective by definition, right? We cannot follow this. We are very subjective, right?
Yeah. The word is prejudices.
Yeah. Yeah, and I found this definition, what I tried before. So singularity is a point at which object is not defined or ceases to be well behaved in some particular way. So we cannot kind of predict it anymore. We cannot understand it anymore. And I think it's very well definition for 2024. So where we go and what will happen, it's a big surprise. Behaved, yes. For correcting us so many times. Yeah, that's all for what I have for iRobot sync. I hope we enjoyed it a little bit, right? And we still have time for the next one. So let's please discuss it as well.
Let me mention something real quick, Ivan. So in modern days, Will Smith made a movie called I, Robot.
Yeah.
They used the same title, but the story was a little bit different. Just be aware of that. I, Robot came from this original Twilight Zone series, but they modernized it to be a conspiracy of robots,
I see.
What does it mean, by the way, I, Robot? I am a robot?
Yeah, I am a robot.
Oh, right.
It's like a declaration of identity. I, robot.
Oh, yes.
I am a man. I am a robot, So it's kind of an identity kind of implication. Yeah.
Did you know that singularity is also a black hole in astrophysics?
Yeah. We call it a singularity. Yeah.
It's the same idea, right? We don't know much about black holes, right? Sometimes we have a problem with theory, how it works. That's why we call it not defined situation. Okay, let's talk about the sun. Finally, about something good, about summer and anything else. The midnight sun. We have sun at the midnight.
I think is Finland or Norway, one of those two countries is called the land of the midnight sun. Probably Finland.
We have
also
Russia,
in Alaska also.
So north of Russia has some cities that have 9 months day and 3 months night, something like
Wow.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, the farther north you are, the more sunlight you have. Some places are 24-hour sunlight,
Yeah.
but nobody lives there.
People say it's not something you want because it kind of ruins your life, and especially night. Can you imagine night for 3 or more months? So it's not something good.
Like living in Moscow or London, maybe fog all the time, gray all the time. Yeah, boring.
Depressing.
Yeah.
Sergey?
In our most popular touristic city in St. Petersburg, we have high touristic season during 2 weeks from the 20th of June till the 1st or 6th of July. And this period we have the midnight sun. We call this period the white nights without black.
Yeah, but Sergey, technically we don't have sun at the night, right? It's just not dim, not dark at the night, but
Yeah.
the sun.
Sure. Without sun.
A Twilight Zone, right? A Twilight Zone. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so many tourists at this time in St. Petersburg that it's I never visited this period because it's overcrowded. Yeah.
I have been.
Good. Okay, Vova, could you please help us with the first one?
Setting the scene, how is the dire situation of the Earth moving closer to the sun introduced and depicted in the episode? Discuss the initial reactions of characters to the increasingly unbearable living conditions.
Before you answer this, let me ask you something. So what is unbearable living conditions?
I don't know.
Have you heard expression bear with me or something? No. So bear is something that you can survive, can live through, right? So it's good. So unbearable is something that you cannot survive, right? So unsurvivable condition. To bear, to tolerate, it usually helps me.
And to bear, to tolerate. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one, what is depicted? It's explained.
Yeah, describe maybe.
Describe it, depicted, to show. And another one, dire situation. You know? So dire, as far as I understand, is something brutal, right? Something bad, extreme. Yeah. Okay. So now we understand the question. Could you please answer?
So the Earth started to moving towards the sun, and it's getting hot. It's getting hotter each day, and they have only radios because they all stay in a house, in their buildings, and they have water only 1 hour a day.
Yeah. So infrastructure is kind of collapsing, right? Because people are moving somewhere to the north, I guess.
Yeah. And the electricity shuts off
Cut off every day.
Yeah.
Teacher, help me understand, please. So radio, right? Is it correct pronunciation? Radio.
Radio. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Not hadio, but radio. Yeah, I know your backward R
Okay.
has an H sound, right? Or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So can people survive this hot in general, or they are all doomed?
For yeah, at the beginning, I think they can because it's not that hot, but further it goes
To be unbearable.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And where do you think did the people go?
north
North? Why?
because no, the weather is cold.
Cold here, right? So yeah.
Maybe cooler, but there's no electricity. There's no cities. There's no streets up there in the North Pole. I mean, maybe everybody went to Canada, I guess.
But I think it's a bad idea to go to the north in this situation because it will be a total swamp. So the ice and snow, so infrastructure will be collapsed, right? Everything will be just a sea or something.
Well, there's probably no snow and ice up there anymore. It's probably just, a little bit warmer. Maybe it's 20 C instead of 20 or 30 C, but still you're spiraling towards the sun. You're going to die. Why move for a few months of comfort? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Well, but maybe they have a hope that this process will be reversed. Yours will go back to the elliptic orbit.
Only in the movies, yeah.
Gerard, could you help us with the second one?
Okay, relationship dynamics. Focus on the relationship between Norma and Mrs. Bronson. How do their interactions and shared experiences highlight different aspects of human behavior and coping mechanisms in crisis situations? So they both them are the only ones that are living in the building. Everybody is gone. I think Norma is the youngest one.
Yep.
The painter.
But I don't think. Do you think it's a painter? I think painter is someone who is
artist.
Yeah.
How do we call that? A person that paints paintings.
It's an artist, a painter, or an artist.
An artist, okay.
A painter's also okay.
I'm surprised that she's painting the landscape with the sun all the time, You don't paint something that you dislike or something that is about to kill you.
Yeah, every picture has a hot sun in it. Can you paint something else?
A waterfall, a night waterfall. And I was surprised that all the people there were very sweat, a lot.
It definitely was an exercise, right? You cannot wear so much for the next day straight, right? So for the day straight, it will be how we call it? Dehydrated. Yeah, dehydrated.
Dehydrate.
Okay. So they kind of not friends at the beginning, but because there are only two of them, right? They became closer and start to help each other. Yeah, interesting. I don't know what is sleep stitching. It's some kind of a stool.
Remember at the end of the episode, she just wore a white. It looked like a white dress.
My mom used to have.
That's actually underwear. We call that a slip.
I see.
In the old days, go ahead.
Literally a long silky staff, not to show your body when you wear something on.
Correct.
Right?
The slips in the old days were made of silk. So
Right.
they were soft and smooth, and women wore them underneath dresses, so the rough material of the dresses didn't rub against their body.
I see.
Okay.
So if you take off your dress, you have a slip, so you're still not naked, but it's really underwear, and it's not appropriate to like answer the front door wearing a slip, you know. But
Okay.
I don't know if slips exist today. I haven't seen a slip
But
in
I don't know.
30 years.
Mhm.
I think there are no reasons for that, right? So before, these dresses were manufactured in different ways. They were harsh in these connecting points, right? So it was different, maybe to protect women, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Nessma, could you please help us with third?
Yeah. Art and survival. Norma is an artist, and despite the dire circumstances, she continues to paint. Discuss the significance of her painting a cooler, snowy landscape. What does this tell us? Um, uh, this just represents the importance of art. It expresses our feelings, worries, concerns, wishes. Even when her neighbor, the old woman, she wanted to feel better, she asked her to draw something cool, something from her good memories. She said, draw a waterfall, and she described it to her. Um, the one she was playing in, I guess, when she was younger.
Yeah.
So art, yes, art can make us feel better and expresses, describes what we feel and what we live.
Appeals to our emotions.
What?
Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her painting didn't make sense to me because you need to wet your brush when you paint a lot,
Yeah.
and she paint so many picture
Yeah.
painting.
So bad usage of water source, right?
Well, she used oil paint, not water paint.
different technique, right?
Yeah, remember watercolors, you dip the paint, the paint is water based, and you dip the brush in water to clean it. Oil paints are different. You have to use a chemical called paint thinner or turpentine to clean the brush. Water won't clean oil paint. She was using oil paint. That's why when it got hot, the oil melted and ran down the paint, the canvas like a crayon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nessma, to your point that art can be very important for mental state and everything. I remember this Last Leaf by Henry. Have you read this? It was a
Yes.
nice
It's
I
novel.
don't.
a very famous story.
Famous story. Could you describe it again a little bit? A summary.
One small girl was diseased, and she could die, but and she told his father, and now this autumn, and I checked every morning the amount of leaves on this birch, and when last leaf go away, I will die. And the parent went to this birch, and he connected some leaves on this birch, and this action there's the hope of this small girl, and she went from this disease, and she was without this здоровая.
No.
Yeah, but I remember it wasn't a glued leaf, but it was so father made a picture instead of the window with the same tree, with the same everything, but the leaf was there. So it was kind of a photo, right? And it saved the life of the girl because she started to believe that she had a chance, right? Because
Ivan, did you cry?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the Leila, could you please take number 4?
Yes, my friends. climatic twist. Without revealing the twist, discuss how the episode builds tension leading up to its climatic twist. How does the twist alter your perception of the events and themes of the episode? So climatic twist is climate change, literally?
No, a twist is an unexpected change.
Okay.
So it was hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and then there was a twist, and reality was different than what we thought was reality.
Okay. To tell you the truth, Ivan, I like this, Midnight Sun show. I like it a lot because I thought she was not going to die. I think she was going to be happy, but suddenly everything changed and she was dreaming.
Mhm.
But I wasn't sure whether it is true or not. I wasn't sure. Is it true or not? And what I'm thinking is that, you know what, Ivan? Please, Leila, content with whatever weather is like. Try to feel happy, smile, don't complain.
But I don't think it was a message, Leila, about
No, I was saying this to myself,
The-
because
the-
hot, then hot kills people. Cold, then cold kills people, So,
Yeah. The message was if you have a spectrum from cold to comfortable to hot, either extreme is bad.
yeah, literally. And there's one thing. Was she really having a dream?
Yeah,
A
the whole show,
nightmare?
the whole show was her dreaming. She was so cold all the time. She got sick and dreamed of hot.
Okay.
Yeah. So her dream was one extreme, and when she woke up, reality was the other extreme.
Other extreme, right?
Both were
I was-
equally unbearable.
Yeah.
Nessma, please.
Yes, I have a question regarding the part that Teacher Lee just mentioned, the two extremes. If she was dreaming to escape the reality of being frozen to death, she should have been dreamed of a warm place with nice sun and good environment, not a burning sun and the exact other extreme. This doesn't make sense to me.
Nessma, maybe because she's an artist. Artists usually have extreme feelings.
Her consciousness would want a nice, warm paradise island, but her subconscious knows that it's getting worse and worse and worse. So her subconscious affected her dream so that when she was warm, it started getting warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer. So I think her subconscious mind was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
I have a
about
question for everybody. Which situation would you prefer, the cold or the hot?
How would you die?
I
prefer the
can't tell.
cold. I prefer the cold because the
Yeah,
hot,
yeah, it's better, maybe.
The cold, you slow down and get sleepy. The hot, not so much. Well, hot could you make you sleepy too, I guess. Yeah.
But it refers to the climate change on it nowadays, right?
but some people could survive if the earth became cold, could do something like greenhouses, you could build something, but if you are close to the sun, it's impossible to survive.
Yeah.
I guess being frozen would make the heart stop fast. So it's gonna be a better death, I guess.
Probably a quicker
Fast.
death. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think
So-
the difference is with what we can kind of struggle efficiently, right? With cold or with hot. And I think with hot it's worse, right? It's worse
Yeah, I
because
know, impossible.
it's easier to survive in the cold. And I know this because of I heard there's some podcast in which two physicists they were arguing which planet humankind can choose for colonization. And they say that we have to choose cold planets, because if it's hot, you can do nothing. If it's cold, you can go underground, you can build some kind of heaters and everything, so it's much kind of
Fire.
feasible. Yeah.
So one thing this was kind of a double twist, because when she wakes up, we go, oh, she was dreaming. Oh, it's cold outside. It's just wintertime. Okay. Woo! And then we find out it's getting colder and colder and colder. We go, uh-oh.
Okay, we have the last questions, and it's about hope and despair. Lena, seems like a question for you, right?
Why me?
Scroll up, scroll up.
Yes, extremes, right. Reflect on the themes of hope and despair in the midnight sun. Okay, my dear friend, the first part of the story, their hope is the weather is going to get cooler. Okay? And it is my idea, when she wakes up and she finds out that it is not going to get cooler because it's a dream, they are going to get frozen, maybe because of very cold weather. So I like it. I can just say hope makes people stronger because Norma is hopeful and Mrs. Branson is not that positive and in her dream, and then she has depression. So psychological impacts on us, these two feelings, can be changeable to the person's personality. For example, I could feel hopeful, but at the end of the story, I can have a nervous breakdown because I want to be stronger. I don't know. Extreme environmental conditions are going to be expected in our world anyway.
Yeah. I would like to change this in a way, we even can talk about psychological impacts of environmental conditions even without extreme, So if I see on the countries on the south, people are dancing, people always happy.
Yes.
People don't want to be hard work, something. When I see on the north countries, living in Canada or in Sweden, so people are working, drinking, and sleep. Nothing more.
And also, they are not very hospitable, right?
Yeah. Nessma, please.
I would say something best. I would say that in times of danger, people are not the same. For the neighbor, the old woman, she was selfish. No, selfish. She was taking care of her younger neighbor. She even didn't want to take of her juice. And on the other hand, the decent man who was being a criminal, he couldn't control himself, and he turned to be a criminal and broke in a house and took someone else's water. So maybe dangerous times are not excuses for being a good guy, I guess.
Yeah, I agree that people react well. Yeah, it's very hard to be a good one in a harsh circumstance.
But what I'm thinking is, just think about yourself. You are really, really thirsty, and you can't do anything. Maybe we can't break into someone's house, but if I see water, I would jump on it.
But if the whole apartment building is empty, there ought to be water in any apartment.
There is water or there is not?
I guess there's not. Maybe you got to go buy it in the grocery store. That was something else too. To me, it's like the grocery store still functions.
Yeah, she bought the juice, right?
Who's operating the grocery store for a profit when everyone's moved out of the city? You know what I mean? An empty city and someone's operating a grocery store. What a kind individual.
Nessma, you are right. I thought about it. I couldn't manage. I could say, please, please give me.
Yes, ask. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Or
you
maybe you can break
when
in
you
an abandoned house. People are moving out, like Teacher Lee said, so there must be some water somewhere.
But he can't think of it, I think. He's hopeless.
yeah, when
Not
you
Maybe
are hungry, right?
he hears voices. I don't know.
And when you are hungry, when you are hard, when you are in kind of poverty, you cannot think kind of logical, right? You became irrational. Give me this now, and let's think what will be later after.
Yvonne, back in those days, we added water to our car radiators,
Yeah, I remember.
not antifreeze. So he could have just got a screwdriver and punched a hole in the radiator and drank water from the car's radiator.
But
Oh, God.
how two ladies could know about this? No.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, okay, but it was a good one, right? I enjoyed it. Yeah.
It was
Yes.
different. Yeah, different idea.
Huge sun, right? And is it New York, teacher, right?
It
Yes,
looks
it was.
looks a little bit like New York, but it's hard to say.
She said it's in New York, I guess.
New York, okay.
Okay, Vova, could you please describe this picture for us?
Mrs. Bronson, yeah.
Mhm.
She's punching the painting
Mhm.
because she's sick with sun.
Yeah, sick of sun, right?
Yeah, sick of.
Yeah, and she's trying to what to attack this canvas, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
she's just depressed,
Mhm.
and she begged what was her name, Norma, to paint something cool.
Yeah, waterfall, right? Make a picture with waterfall, and we can both, swim in it, right? Okay, let's switch over. Sergey, what about this picture? Could you find something here?
Looks like a last floor, and we have the additional fire exit, and the stair with border, and looks like a usual last floor. And on the stair we can see the carpet, line carpet, like a red carpet before the film festival.
Yeah.
When that say,
And I think
go ahead.
this carpet uses for making steps silent, more silent.
And not slippery.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When a rug is long and skinny, we call it a runner.
Runner.
Mhm.
A runner. So there's a runner rug down the steps to make it softer, and also it's not slippery. Yeah.
Okay, so how we call this safe rail? Can I say so? Safe. So we have
The handrail, the real name of it is banister,
banister. Wow.
but most people just call it a handrail. Hold the handrail.
Is there a name to these vertical things?
There is a name for it, but I don't know it. I can't remember it.
I know this name in Russian because I was I worked with
Balyasina.
Yeah.
Balyasina.
Yeah, in Russian, yeah, but in English it should be different. Yeah, interesting.
What is it in Turkish? I don't know, Ivan.
Balustra, maybe balustra. Let me think.
Yeah, maybe. And something is wrong with this door, right? So this door, it's like made of small pieces of wood. It's like corrugated. This door.
Should not be. Should just be a wooden door.
Strange one. Okay. Speaking of decent men, could you?
Yeah.
That's a liberal man.
Because of what, teacher?
Oh, just drinking and you're just behaving crazy. Liberals behave crazy, right? Purple hair, nose rings, and pierced eyebrows. Liberals like to be weird and have no limit, no proprietary, no politeness, no courtesy, just rude. So that looks like that guy to me. Yeah.
I like the house style. It reminds me of
Yeah.
our Egyptian old houses.
Yeah, a typical old house. Yeah.
Yeah, specifically this this is a door or maybe a wardrobe.
Louvered closet doors. Yep.
Closet door, yes. We have this too.
So air can go in and out. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And she
Couch.
was
Yep.
her house is full of paintings. She's what else? And he's got a gun. He looks like he doesn't know how to deal with guns.
Very holding it very carelessly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? I can see a vase and flowers, artificial flowers. That's all, I guess.
And
Yeah.
she's wearing a slip in this show. That's a slip. It's underwear.
Mhm.
Always white and always made of silk.
Mhm. And why? Probably because you don't want it to kind of to be visible through
Yes.
your dress.
Yeah,
My
probably
mom used that for a reason.
a
I
neutral
remember
color.
that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so another painting. And what is this? Leila, could you describe it?
You have to help me. What is this? I don't remember. Is it cold part?
Yes.
That's a mercury thermometer.
But the thermometer is burned when it is too hot now.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Thermometer.
Thermometer.
Mercury is the only element that's liquid at room temperature.
Mhm.
We used to color it red so that it was easily visible in a thermometer. As the temperature gets hotter, the molecules in the mercury move farther apart, which makes the liquid occupy more volume, which makes it go up and indicate temperature. So we used to use mercury in thermometers for temperature because it has no mechanical parts and doesn't need a battery. The problem is mercury is toxic. It's poisonous to humans.
Yeah.
So if you break it and get it on your skin, it can harm you. So we've stopped using mercury thermometers. But in the old days, it was easy. You just fill it with a liquid and it went up and down and measured the temperature for you with no power. And we always imagine, what if it got so hot that the mercury expanded and burst the glass? And that happened in this episode. So it was kind of funny that we always imagined that, but it really happened. Yeah.
I remember something. When we had fever, my mom used to kind of.
Yeah, it's the same. Exactly the same.
Yeah, it's the same, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same. Body thermometer. Yeah. Or...
Yeah.
Yep. You hold it under your tongue.
Yeah.
Or sometime in your armpit.
Yep.
Yeah, armpit.
Today we have electronic thermometers that need power. They need a little battery.
Yes.
Yeah. But if we say the mercury is rising, that means it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Yep.
It's the same. Okay.
Yeah.
And I could see the curtains, right? And I could see the air conditioner on the right, which is not working.
Do you think it's air conditioner?
It's a fan. A normal fan, not an air conditioner. Not in this picture, I mean, but it was a fan.
Yeah, that's an air conditioner there. Why does it have things hanging down? Do you know?
No, I thought it was not working.
Well, it's not. That's why the things hanging down tell you it's not working.
Okay.
We call those streamers.
Okay.
When it's working, the air blows out and the streamers flap in the horizontal. So the flappers tell you that you've lost power to the air conditioner, as if you won't know when you start sweating.
But Teacher Lee, this must be the old design, right?
Yeah, it's an old, everything's old. This is a 1960 series. You're looking at 1960 technology. Yeah.
I couldn't tell that this is air conditioner. I thought it's just, I don't know, an antique.
Yeah, in the old days, we had window air conditioners. You opened up the window, you stuck an air conditioner there, closed the window down on it, and it blew air. It took air from the outside and blew it inside.
Wow.
So yeah, so the old air conditioners were all window air conditioners. We still have them today, but they're not as common.
Okay. At first, I thought it was a kind of big radio. I said no. Then I realized that it is an air conditioner, and Nessma thought it was a fan. So it's so, just old. I don't know.
Yeah,
but having an air conditioner at that time is something amazing.
But it is old design, Teacher Lee said.
We had air conditioning. We had air conditioning when I was a kid. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think, Sergey, we have any air conditioner. We had any air conditioner in the 60s, right? I remember, I maybe it's, I don't know, 1980s when I have seen some.
Yeah.
20 years.
Do you need air conditioners in Russia?
Yes, we have in some places. It can be very hot, so it's kind of extreme. Russia, it's not only cold, but it's also hot.
Oh, wow.
Russia covers 11 time zones, Nessma. 11 time zones.
Wow.
Russia's, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed this this discussion.
Yes.
I would like to ask you to skip one Sunday. The next one, we will be on the trip. It's very inconvenient, I think, to join from the hotels. Internet is always terrible and everything. So
Okay. All right.
No problem. Yeah.
But we
Have a safe trip.
Yeah. Yeah, we will go.
Teacher Lee, thank you.
Thank you very much. I will pause this recording.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Have a good day.